Harvey Weinstein, Les Moonves, Brock Turner. The very mention of their names conjures up feelings of rage, powerlessness, and perversion in the minds of many victims of sexual assault and harassment. According to a study published in the Psychology of Women's Quarterly, many white women are not that different from those males. The study concludes that white female bystanders perpetuate rape culture when the victim is black. The 160 study participants were randomly assigned stories of two fictitious victims, Laura and LaToya. No explanation needed, I'm sure. The two stories were exactly the same with the exception of the name change, so there's no need to rationalize the conclusions because you want to make excuses. I've linked to the study below so you can read for yourself, but I'm going to paraphrase the part that I found to be most disturbing. As expected, white women assigned to the black victim felt less of a responsibility to intervene on her behalf and greater perceived victim pleasure than participants assigned to the white victims. I want to place emphasis on the last part. They had a greater perception of victim pleasure. Doesn't that sound like the common phrase rapists use when trying to discredit their victims? The bitch wanted it? I want to turn your attention to another disturbing study somewhat similar to this one, and it's called Revisiting the Jezebel Stereotype. It shows us that a group of about 40 white college students, mostly female, spent more time fixated on the breasts and vaginal areas of black women in bikinis than white women in bikinis. That suggests black women are sexually objectified more than white women. In my research also, I've discovered a site that exposes pornography where white women participate in the sexual degradation of black women. I am not mentioning the name or linking to the site because it's triggering. This is the main reason why many black women cannot embrace feminism. There is no real camaraderie among women of all races. There should be, but there isn't. I will address that in a future video. But back to my point. I want to be, and I need to be brutally honest. If you are a white woman that cannot see the victimhood of a black rape victim, then you are no better than a rapist. You are cut from the same cloth as a rapist. As for black women, it is important to look at these studies and know that you should be the ones to go to bat for black victims since no one else will. Black women should stop putting men's needs first and assert the needs of other black women. Don't get me wrong. In a perfect world, we would all stand up for all victims equally, but we don't live in that perfect world. Feel free to sound off.